طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. طيب السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته, dear brothers and sisters, respected viewers. This live session, inshallah, is going to be a, hopefully as quick as possible, quick response to a just released video, I don't know, was it today, yesterday, of the Bayat-E-Ghadeer team, where they chat over an hour of half-baked knowledge about the Ahlul Bayt. This video is not going to be a response to all their points. Inshallah, there will be from maybe from myself, other brothers, from our team, Brother Abu Ismai'il. Maybe there will be, inshallah, response. There was already, obviously, to their first session where they talked about Ahlul Bayt, their first video release. We made a thorough academical response. It's that's the camera. A thorough refutation is available on our channel. Subscribe to the 12 Shia channel that is called This Sunni Defense on YouTube. And of course, we have articles about the Ahlul Bayt, who are the Ahlul Bayt, the verses they misuse, verses out of context, verses that are mutashabih in nature, i.e. ambiguous in nature, and which they base the asas, the foundation of their religion on. Plenty of articles on our website, articles about Hadith al-Thaqalain. There's another website called You Punctured the Ark by Brother Nur al-Sunnah, who's also a team member. He has his own blog, You Punctured the Ark. You will find plenty of hadith of so-called Khalifatain, Thaqalain, Hadith al-Kisa, everything thoroughly refuted, alhamdulillah. So this video is not going to be about the new shubahat, which is an absolute embarrassment. I skimmed through it, at least two mawdu'at, not da'if, mawdu' narrations they put in that video. One is, what was it? Looking at Ali's worship, as far as I remember, and another one, من مات على حب آل محمد فقد مات شهيدا, or something like that. Whoever dies upon the religion, love of Ali Muhammad, dies as a shaheed. And an obvious fabrication, similarities with Christianity. Love Jesus, and that's it. Love Ali Muhammad, you're shaheed. Bilal. Yeah, and subhanallah. And that miskeen, for the people who don't know, I don't know why they're now wearing green capes, literally capes.
I think it's from the Superman series.
I don't know. I don't understand. It gets creepier. It gets creepier and creepier. Green cape. You know what, brothers and sisters? I don't want to. In today's session, we're going to. It's two parts today. We're going to talk about the Arabic language, nitpicking. You know, why criticizing the Arabic of others, mistakes, highlighting the mistakes of others, and then we're going to talk about how they attacked a Sahabi, one of the very few Sahaba who they claim to respect and not to make takfir of, how ultimately they attacked him in the video. But before I really get into the nitpicking thing, is it nitpicking? Is it correcting the Arabic? Are we obsessed with the Arabic? Before I get into this, is subhanallah al-azim, look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exposes the enemies of Tawheed, the enemies of the Sunnah, by their very appearance. I mean, subhanallah, you know, in the Arab world, people who wear a lot of,
jewelry and stuff.
Jewelry and stuff.
It's a sign of femininity.
Anyway, but for people who claim to be religious, obviously the Prophet ﷺ did wear a ring, you know. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I used to have one beautiful one, and Aqiq is a beautiful ring. But I mean, 4 rings on one finger. These, what do you call it?
Sikh bangla.
Yes, Sikh looking, and another, this is rubber rest, and these things that they, you know what it is, subhanAllah, they rub these things at shrines, all khurafat and dalalat, ta'widat, you know, and what else, and these swords, this majusi sword, the a'udhu billah, that aslan dhul fiqar, if we speak about Arabic language, dhul fiqar means dhul, and it's something that, and it possesses dhul fiqar, it possesses fiqar, and it is, what do you call it, these, in English? These edges. Yes. Yeah. Aslan, it doesn't mean two-edged. And these Masakin don't know these things. Some of the scholars, even Yasser Habib, did you know that even Yasser Habib admitted that according to the Arabic language, in reality, Allah Alam, it's probably, this isn't Ali's sword. They know that. The scholars, some of them know that. But the Masakin, that's why I always say, and they don't expect me to say that, but we are not against Shiites.
Even with a surah like that, you can't. I mean, how do you fit a surah like that into a holster?
Anyway, and that's why I say our enmity, or our, let's not even use the word enmity. The opposition. Our opposition is not towards layman Shias. They don't know these things. So this Dhul Fiqar, even what he's wearing, which looks like a cross, and the other one as well, the Roadrunner, it looks like a cross. It is a Majusi sword, and beautiful channels like an anti-Majusi. You can watch a channel and learn about it. How this sword is another sign, khurafi sign, another superstitious sign. But anyway, we wanted to talk about something they raised, an issue they raised, which is an ishara. How do you say ishara?
Like a
ishara in towards my direction, something.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is something pointed to me, and they're addressing me in a way. And well, we don't want to leave it at that because it's full of strawman, isn't it? Strawman and like, so we don't want to waste more time. Let's just play the relevant part that we want to comment on, what they say, and so two parts. We're going to talk about the issue of correcting Arabic mistakes. Is it nitpicking? And then we're going to talk about how they attacked the Sahabi Bilal without realizing it. طيب, let's share. Oh, where are they? We have to open it. No problem. It is here. It's there. It is here. How do we go back to? How would we go back to our screen?
Down.
Here?
No, down.
Here?
Down, yeah.
And then?
No, press. Yeah.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
Just bear with us, guys. Some technical issues.
No, I mean, subhanAllah. Okay, here we are. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to share now. Then. Oh, we have to remove. What was that? Where's Imam Zaman when you need it? So what is this? I saw this happen to Sayyid Ali as well. So they can't blame us. I know what to do too. We stop this, and then it should be you see, it comes back to us. I know why, because this must be minimized. You see, and this must be minimized. Everything is gone here, only us here, and then we go on screen share. Oh, Allah musta'an, and then they're gone again. Okay, good. Where's the? How do I go to the? Where's the file? There. Okay, no problem.
Ability to speak Arabic.
Can you check on the if
sometimes I feel like
if the correct picture is there on the screen, then we can. Then I can click play. Bismillah.
Yeah, press.
No. Can you see the? This is on the screen.
Yeah.
No, that should be on the screen. I want this to be on the screen.
Press it.
Look, this is us, right? Screen share. No, I got it. Okay, do we have them on the screen now? Okay, we just need to wait a second. If we have it on the screen now, I'm going to press play. Yeah, we have them, yeah? Right. Let's listen to that, and then we're going to comment. Let's see what they say.
Sometimes I feel like because people can't say nothing about Imam Ali because they know they can't. They sometimes go to the followers of Imam Ali. Yes.
You know, that's not a topic, but whenever I heard these things, you know what this is based on. Many people don't know. They have a fabricated narration where Jafar Sadiq says the Nasibi is not the one who hates us Ahlul Bayt. Who hates us Ahlul Bayt? The Nasibi is the one who hates you, our followers. It's a very evil fabrication, because what does it mean? If you oppose the khurafat and shirkiyat, the scholars who are the culprit, the main culprit for all these dalalat and misguidance, then you are a Nasibi. So subhanAllah, you know, they reduced hating Ahlul Bayt, not by hating actual Ahlul Bayt, hating their likes. Opposing these khurafiyun, disagreeing with these khurafiyun, saying, I disbelieve in the myth of wilaya. I disbelieve in your khurafat. I disbelieve in your self-flagellation. I disbelieve in the wilayah of your 12 imams. There's no muhkam dalil in the Quran. Then you're what?
No.
Nasri already. But anyway, this is for a future session, inshallah.
So inshallah we'll discuss that aspect to do. So is that narration of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri or what?
Yes, this is the narration of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Yeah. I would read it in Arabic, but unfortunately,
Is the Arabic on par? Is it on level? We know the brothers are. It's very important to have good
very
Arabic.
important. Apparently, it's very important.
Very
Because did you know, Sayyid?
Yeah.
If you don't know Arabic, or if you can't read Arabic, then you can't really take from it.
I don't think we should discuss anything. I think we should just set up.
Because
طيب, let's quickly stop here and you can comment, Akhi. If you don't read Arabic, then we shouldn't really take from you, he said. Subhanallah. Strawman, I say, what do you say, Akhi?
What you have to understand is that when we talk about the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Islam was revealed in the Arabic language. So essentially and obviously the knowledge is based within the Arabic language.
No.
Now we're not saying that if you don't speak Arabic, you're not allowed to say anything about Islam. You're not allowed to comment anything about Islam. We're not saying, are we making that claim?
Who made that claim?
We are saying is that how is it that two individuals, these two masakin, these two sad individuals are sitting there as if they're two ayatollahs from Qom, and they are casting aspersion on the Sahaba. They're speaking ill about the Sahaba. They're speaking ill of the companions of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they can't even pronounce simple pronunciations in the Arabic language. For example, like he wants to say qul, he says kul.
Eat.
He wants to say alayhi salam, he says alayhi salam. And he's such simple. I mean, and by the way, I'm not saying that I'm an expert in Arabic. Hassan never made a claim that he's an expert in Arabic.
No, all of us make plenty of
mistakes. Yeah, I make plenty of mistakes. And the fact is, do we go around and speaking about matters which is way beyond our heads?
I give you a quick example. Their ustad, who they look up to, what is his name? Sayyid Ali. Look, they comment here on this video on what basis, premises. They want to portray us, which I mean is silly what they're doing, because look guys, you have to understand, the videos are out there. When I was in Hyde Park, I made it very clear out loud. I said, everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. All of us make mistakes. A qari, muqri, master of the recitation of the Quran, even they make mistakes. A grammarian of the Arabic language makes mistakes. It's not about here making mistakes here and there. It is about kawarith. It is about musibat. It is about disastrous mistakes. I'll give you an example. Imagine, brother, and you're in this, you're active in Hyde Park, da'wah, you have a lot of experience with atheist Christians. Brother, if I'm invited as an expert, I'm not. If I would be invited as an expert on a Christian, Muslim apologetics, and then I would doubt the reliability, the uprightness, the iman, the belief of Paul. Paul is a respected individual to Christians.
He's the founder of Christianity.
Yeah, to us. Yeah. To them, he's just a righteous follower of Jesus. So if I would go there and I would talk and I would open my mouth and say, so ladies and gentlemen, this ball said this, or I would call him tall or something ridiculous. Wouldn't a Christian congregation have the right to say, oh my God, this guy is talking about one main figure of our sect and calls him ball, tall? They would say, what would they say? Wouldn't they have a right to say, you miskeen, just go home, do your homework and then come back. Go, I don't know, go do this American Navy style haircut with the balded part there. Do busy yourself with these things. Don't busy yourself with the thing. So akhi, we say, it is not about making small mistakes. Tajweed mistakes, all right, no problem. We do, everybody does. Lahan mistakes, kasra, dhamma mistakes, no problem. But akhi, there's Sayyid Ali, that ustad, comes on air. What does he say? He holds Bukhari, this is not Bukhari, example. He holds Bukhari up and wants to show off a little bit, or say, here Bukhari printed in Rida. Hey, the miskeen can't read Riyadh. This is not a kasra fatha. This is a completely different word.
So basically,
sorry, one more thing. This Riza guy who is there, Riza, his name, Riza. That guy has a show, akhi. They went online, whole session talking about deep matters, akhi, asma wa sifat, the dhat of Allah, understanding the names and attributes of Allah. And then he wants to introduce the schools. طيب, akhi. he introduced the schools of Ahl Sunnah, and then he says he doesn't even say it. He says Imam Turdi. What? And then, wait. Who's Imam Abu Mansur al-Maturidi? Yani, okay, brother, I give you an example. I swear, and I believe just fair Shia brothers and sisters, they can't but just admit. If I were to go somewhere, if somebody pronounces Tabrasi or Tobrasi, Fatha Kasra. If I go somewhere and doubt the Iman, which I do, of course, Saduq is a zindiq to us. I go and say Imam Shaduq, the great scholar, classical scholar of the 12 Imam, Imam Shaduq. Akhi, wouldn't the 12 Shia friends, forget about using, wouldn't they have a right to say, who is this clown?
Yeah, of course.
Wouldn't they have I swear by Allah, wouldn't they have a right to say, who's this clown? Shaduq? Who's Shaduq? So this Reza, this miskeen, akhi, these people need to understand that it's not about him making a fatha mistake, kasra mistake, 1-2 mistakes. It's about disastrous mistakes that makes a little kid laugh. I mean, akhi, I go to mosque, I see little Bengali. It has nothing to do with being Arab, no. Bengali children, Pakistani children, it has nothing to do with being Arab, not Arab. Why is it that they get these things right? You know why, akhi? And I'll mention it later. I'll leave it for later.
Yeah, let's continue with
That's it. I'll leave it there. The reason I will mention from the mouth of their own scholars. Let's go screenshot. Let's go screenshot,
yeah. Wait. When we go speak to the Christians, regarding the Bible, we can't speak the language of the Christians, the language of the Bible.
We can choose translations then.
You know,
the translations are alright.
Okay. Cherry picking.
I think
it's the way it's still.
Is it that way?
Stop. That's your bit, brother. Wait, how do I go?
Go back to
Allah. I got here for you.
Stop. Okay. Now
this is your part, akhi. So I would say it's misconstructing our position. What do you say?
So he basically said that, if you listen carefully, he said that when we debate the Christians, then we don't speak the language of the Christians, basically. But that doesn't stop us from kind of making claims against Christianity.
Let me understand it right. That means
he's basically saying that, look, you don't speak the language of Christianity,
but you refute them.
But you still refute them. So now my point is this: what is the language of Christianity?
No. Or now they will say, he doesn't know the language of Christianity.
No.
He doesn't know.
I mean, okay, let's say Aslan that Christianity has a language. Let's say, for example,
I ask you, you're an expert.
Say for example, the language of original Christianity was what? Arabic. Yeah?
No, that's why I wanted to ask you the question. You can teach our viewers, those who don't know, and even myself. Brother, if you explain to us, what was the language of Jesus Christ, alayhi salam? What was his language?
To be honest, there's really nothing certain about what exactly the language you spoke. There's different opinions. Some say that it was like a mixture between Hebrew and Aramaic, and there's other theories that he spoke Greek, that he spoke, obviously Christians make all sorts of claims, but there's nothing definite. But they say that based upon the historical facts that we have, that most likely he spoke Aramaic. So, which obviously is a Semitic language. Now, let's say
the language of Arabic.
Yeah. So let's say for argument's sake, okay, Aramaic is the language of original Christianity. Now, do majority of the Christians in the world speak Aramaic?
Well, brother, one thing, and I know this, I know that you as well. You grew up with some Aramaic friends, which are very nice people, passionate Christian people. I grew up with them in the country I grew up. I mean, most learned priests from whatever section, except maybe from the Aramaic church, Chaldean churches, they speak. But in the world, the majority don't speak that language. Even Latin, brother. I remember when I was in Italy in 2000, yes. I think most of the priests don't speak Latin. There is a certain section among the priests who do speak Latin, study Latin. Well, actually, when I went to school, I studied Latin. I don't know in the country where you studied. We will studied Latin, but I mean to a very little degree. So the point is, as they say, Latin is a dead language. Why? It's not spoken. Jesus Christ's language is by a minority, super minority. So that is why we have King James 1, 2, 3 version.
So Christianity, basically, the original language, we can say it's a dead language.
No.
So we are conversing in the English language, which we could say is today the language of Christianity.
No.
So we're speaking the same tongue
as they speak.
So when a person who becomes a biblical scholar He goes to university, he gets a PhD in English. And yeah, sure, he does maybe Greek in there. Either obviously you need to, if you want to go like to really
Very
top
deep.
level,
Yeah, yeah.
then we're talking about Greek. Of course, but
Hassan.
even today, I mean, majority of Christians don't even speak Greek.
Hassan.
Even the learned don't speak Greek.
That's why, as far as I understand, is that even top Christian debaters who maybe know, there is some people, I know a Muslim brother, I don't know him personally, but I know that he, mashallah, as far as I know, he's Afghan. He speaks Aramaic. He learned Aramaic and I think Greek as well in Hebrew, but I don't know. So there's Muslims around who know, first of all, Aramaic. Yeah, but again, big, he really shut Muhammad. So to the guy and continue. So there is Muslims who know Aramaic, but as a brother said, most importantly, Latin is a dead language. Most Christian da'iyas don't speak in that language, don't make da'wah in that language, don't analyze the book in that language. And now back to the point, the best I've seen scholars, if you go very deep, yes, you need some Greek, you need some Hebrew. For example, sons of Allah, sons of God, you will realize, oh, this is a very common, is it correct? You correct me if I'm wrong. It's a very common term in the Hebrew language. Yeah. So that's why a Hebrew Jew, a Jewish person who speaks Hebrew, obviously, he just laughs about the argument, son of God. We also know God. In that sense, we Muslims agree in that sense that we are close to God, awliya of God, and so on and so forth. So anyway, by the way, they got it. You know, they got it from the leader, from this Sayyid Ali, who he thinks that's a scapegoat. You know, so he said even in this previous video, if they can't refute us, you know, they correct
ad hominems.
But as you see in my previous video, I refuted this jahl when it comes to the Quran. So no, we're gonna show these disastrous mistakes. By the
way, they said that we are doing ad hominems, and really they're talking about you, Hassan, because you're the main culprit here. Yeah? They say that Hassan, you're doing ad hominem because you can't refute them. Now, I don't know, maybe they're not aware, but Hassan has single-handedly answered almost every. He has more or less.
Leave it.
What I'm saying is that they have been answered many times in many live streams.
12 Shia is a hujjah against them.
Articles
refuted 99% of the articles.
There has been the reason why we pick on the grammar mistakes is to show them that their level is down
below.
They're not even worthy to be kind of addressed academically. Because the shubahat they bring is things that have been answered not yesterday, not the day before, but years ago. So they're not. So they have to understand these two individuals and people like them, that you need to know your level. Yeah. If you don't want people to be nitty-gritty and pick on things that you think are not relevant and important, then bring your best people, bring your teachers, your main teacher. I'm not talking about Sayyid Ali, I'm talking about the other one. You know what we're talking about. One day, by the way, we're going to make a video about him as well. He knows who we're talking about. The teacher of Marshmallow, Hassan Qatri.
Of course.
We really deserve him as well.
And actually, I said
teacher. Even the main teacher can't speak Arabic. Even the scholars can't speak Arabic.
I said it in Hyde Park openly, and I repeat it. Everybody makes mistakes. I make mistakes. You guys make mistakes. A scholar make mistakes. It's not it. Look, this needs to be understood. And you know why? I have hope, good hope, positive. I'm positive because I saw people comment, even some Shiites. I'm positive in that people understand very well, and these kind of distraction and smokescreen attempts of them won't work. People have understood. No, it's not nitty-gritty. It's not nitpicking here, looking for mistakes. Wallahi, if we looking for mistakes, these people make so many mistakes that you could make a whole only video with a comedy show with the mistakes. I said even to them, make a video about me, you, Fulan, our team with our mistakes. We do not go after small mistakes here and there. We say, how can you talk about the iman of Sahaba, ya masakin, trying to make takfir of Sahaba with your shallow understanding of a hadith, applying them in itlaqan sense and whatnot, in absolute sense, and then you can't, your miskin teacher Sayyid Ali can't say Ibn Taymiyyah. Sorry, another thing. He wants to say, he accuses, Sayyid Ali in one of his videos, accuses Abu Huraira of being a undercover Jew, as the undercover Sabai Yahudi madhab does. Bro, and then he says there's another one. قوب الأخبار. I was like, who? قوب الأخبار. He wants to say Ka'b al-Ahbar. He makes takfir on someone.
And you can't even see
and he can't. This is maskhara. This is a joke. Wallah, if anyone who's, and then the funny thing is, associates of them say, I want someone ahlul ilm. That one is childish. You want people of ilm. Go collect your kids. Go collect your kids who are doing these things. Other than that, no mistakes. Everybody does. But anyway, let's go a little bit. Let's continue. There's more. Do I go? Oh yeah.
No, go back.
No, here isn't it?
Actually winning the argument, it's like, oh, we can't speak Arabic.
Okay,
So
you know what they say. If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was if you can't beat them, say they can't speak Arabic.
Oh, yeah.
Strawman, we never said that. We never said it. If you can't beat them, say anyway, we answered that. It's not about not knowing Arabic. Aslan, subhanallah. One quick question to you, Akhi. This is basics. Is it a necessity from the lawazim to know Arabic to be a Muslim? No. However, it is, of course, it gives you an advantage. So it's not for the lawazim. So none of us makes this clownish claim. None of us. It is about disastrous mistakes. Ya masakin.
But that's another topic. Again, look, there's no doubt about it. Look, with Arabic, it's important to learn. There's no doubt about it. It's good to have Arabic. But I don't think these kind of things should be mocked because I think it's just a bit childish, really, isn't it? Yeah. Stick to the content.
Here I agree. Yeah, I agree, actually. Let me go back just quickly. I agree. If it would be about nitpicking small, how do I make this? Nitpicking on small mistakes constantly, that would be childish. Yeah. If somebody says, "Oh, he said the kasra wrong," "Oh, he made that," "Oh, he read one little bit here Quran wrong," all of us make these mistakes. But if their teacher doesn't know the difference between Riyadh and Rida, Riyadh being a name, Rida being the capital of Saudi Arabia, if this guy with the, I don't know what they're about to do with the capes, the one on the left, it says Turdi, Imam Turdi is one of the founders of the theological schools of the Sunnis. Is this actually a small mistake?
No.
Allah al-Musta'an. Allah al-Musta'an. Wallahi, I say to these guys, fear Allah. I uqsimu billahi al-azim. I swear by Allah Almighty, if I go around and call you Sheikh Saduq, Shaduq, and masquerade myself as a very knowledgeable guy, wallahi, every Shi'i would have a haqq to laugh at me. Just like we have a haqq to laugh at you.
Absolutely.
Let's stick to the truth, innit?
Yeah, sadly, we want to clarify one thing. We ourselves, for example, I'm Pakistani, you're Pakistani.
Nothing wrong with that. Pakistani, beautiful brothers and sisters.
We know many Pakistani brothers that speak.
And Aslan, the irony is, Pakistani Ahl Sunnah. Exactly. Ahl Sunnah. Exactly. Pakistani Ahl Sunnah are one of the most. I have to give props to my Pakistani brothers and sisters. That needs to be said here. This is the reality. Brother, to my limited knowledge of Tajweed, and I'm involved in it as much as I can, and you know that you as well, Pakistani people, this country, with all its mashakil problems it has as every Muslim society, they are one of the, if you go around in the world, Arab world, even I lived in Arab world, you say people of the Quran, especially Somalis, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis. These three names fall. Exactly. Don't they fall? Somalis, Pakistanis, Bangladesh.
In fact, my teacher, one of my Tajweed teachers was from India. When he recited, you couldn't even tell the difference between him and an original Arab.
Well, what's the shart? What's the condition? Ahlus Sunnah. What? And
why? Because we have the Isnad. We have the Isnad between ourselves and the Prophet when it comes to the chain, the Isnad of the Quran.
That's what, you know what some of them say? I remember when I left Shiism and I brought this argument, they say, yeah, but we have the understanding of the Quran. A'udhu billah.
You don't have the
they want to say,
power range.
They bring sometimes arguments of Khawarij. Yeah, you read the Quran good like Khawarij, you have not the understanding. People who say what Tini was Zaytun, you tafsir full of khurafat like Tafsir al-Qummi. These are the people of understanding of Quran. Yeah. People who interpreted shirk in the Quran as making shirk with imama. This is the people who understand the Quran. La wallahi, Ahlus Sunnah are the masters. Aslan Akhi, there's this one Sheikh, Shia Sheikh, who's exposing them well. He's still 100% Shia. He just speaks out things that they don't like. His name is Al-Ghizzi. He's even in London. He said, hey, listen, all the science is related to Quran. All. tafsir, tajweed, i'rab al-Quran, everything is from Ahl Sunnah. Furthermore, he says, in our hawzat, in the houses of them, Najaf and Qom, when they learn Arabic, they have to go to Ahl Sunnah. Imam what's his name? The Baba, our Baba brothers, mashallah, North African brothers. Imam al-Ajrum. Ajrumiyya is from him.
Famous book,
yes. In Qom they teach Ajrumiyya. In Qom they teach Ajrumiyya. I'rab books, Tajweed books, Qira'at books, everything is Ahl Sunnah, because Ahl Sunnah are Ahlul Quran, and inshallah, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ahlul Quran, Ahlullah wa khasati. And the people of the people of Quran are the special, close people to Allah, and the specific people. So this is a fact.
Yeah.
So these people being Pakistani is no problem. Has no relevance at all. So back, let's screen share.
We are not born, subhanallah, with the beautiful tajweed or the ability to speak Arabic.
Problem is not tajweed. Problem is, you see the guy here on the left? You see that one? That one calls Imam al-Maturidi Tordi. Imam Tordi. Ya Allah. That's like me going around and saying Imam Shaduk or Sheikh I don't know. Some disastrous mistake. And he wants to speak about theology. And there's plenty of these mistakes. So if you're incapable, go first learn basics. You can go to any Sunni school where they teach tajweed basics, and then you can come back and talk about these things.
Etc., etc. You know, we try to learn wherever we can, but we are not professionals in Arabic. And unfortunately, what some brothers from different schools of thought, they tend to do is, when they can't defeat you, they start questioning your Arabic. So they say, can you speak Arabic?
We never say. Look at this mosquito. Look at Hassan. These people, do they are people? And nobody lives in caves anymore except some. Anyway, akhi, subhanallah al-azim. Who said that? Oh, I question your Arabic. It's not about not knowing Arabic. Hey,
it's about you speaking about methods, which is your understanding.
Akhi Abu Ismai'il, have you mastered the Arabic language?
Absolutely not.
And I haven't, akhi. I haven't, akhi.
Yeah.
I haven't. I make mistakes. I haven't mastered the Arabic language. Yeah. My Arabic is certainly better than them, alhamdulillah. Yeah. I haven't mastered it. And I make mistakes. It's not about not knowing the Arabic language.
We're not talking about mastering.
We're not far away.
We're talking about alif.
Exactly.
I need to know the makharij. I need to know how to pronounce that.
Allah al-Musta'an.
Qaf. You said kaf.
Yeah, we come to that. Let's continue.
It's actually called ad hominem. Basically, you're attacking the person rather.
Okay, so that's actually called a strawman.
I was going to say a strawman.
Allah bless you, akhi. That's a strawman because we never made that argument against them.
Exactly. So what we actually do, yeah, it's not. It's definitely not.
Academic is to make a show full of mawdu', fabricated ahadith, huh? Subhanallah al-azim.
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. Because hang on. He talks about being academic, but you mentioned a very good point. The things that he's mentioned, most of the time, that when we watch these two clowns, he's mentioned even the weekend reports or fabricated reports. And then he totally disregards all the countless authentic narrations, which goes against his belief. And obviously, as we know, as Baba says, the Shi'as, when it comes to gathering and taking narrations, they only take what? Not
rubbish collectors.
They take what goes in line with their belief, and whatever goes against their belief, they reject it. And obviously, that Blade Runner kid, he admitted this in one of his videos. He said it clearly that we take whatever goes in line with our belief. Now this is called cherry picking. Cherry picking. Understand what Jama'ah, we're not like this. We are Ahlul Isnad. One of our names is Ahlul Isnad. We follow the Isnad.
Proper evidence,
if the chain of narration is proven to go back to Prophet ﷺ and it's authentic, we take it.
I can remember,
even if it goes against us.
I can remember this miskin on the right, this ex-Barelvi Sufi guy. Yeah. Remember I told you in one of there was a video where he cited. I don't know if he was standing there, but it was in Hyde Park. This very guy. It was either the hadith. Whoever curses Ali, insults Ali, has cursed me.
Yes.
Attributed to Prophet. Yes. Or it was.
He said that is in Bukhari.
So that guy is ex-Sunni. Ex-Sunni.
That's the with the cape, Harun. I think.
Both of them were cape.
Sorry, we want to write Harun.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So subhanAllah, this is the thing. Look, they're deliberately lying.
No.
They're taking something which is fabricated and they're putting it in Bukhari just to deceive the people. Subhanallah.
It's normal, and
that's normal.
And let's speak of academia, and in this very clip, and we haven't started, and our whole video here is not about refuting the content. No, I hope none of them say, "Why don't you refute the content?" Wait, because it will come after you. It's coming. It's coming. I would be ashamed in this very video of theirs, brothers and sisters. Why do they make this video? To bring some hujjah against Ahlul Sunnah, right? Yeah. So if you bring hujjah of Ahlul Sunnah, you bring mawdu'at, you bring fabricated narrations, ya miskeen, and you claim to be an ex-Sunni. That's wallah akhi. As an ex-Shia, or I don't know your experience, every ex-Sunni I saw in my life, I've seen in my life so far, is from a Khurafi background. Some Quburi, already grave worshipping, venerating, licking, and so on, invoking, directly praying with all the excuse of tawassul type of personality. Plus, jahil and emotional, who falls for the what? Madhlumiyah game. Oh, Ahlul Bayt, Madhlum, Madhlum, Ahlul Bayt. Khalas, listen. Have you ever seen someone who is on Tawheed, Aqidah, Usul, memorized Kutub, Mutun? Become a Rafidi? No. A'udhu billah. A'udhu billah. Let's share.
You as people, we echo the words of our scholars, and our scholars are those who are experts in Arabic.
Wait. Let's
learn Arabic. They study in Arabic. They've lived their lives speaking Arabic. So
wallah, hey, wait, akhi. Allah musta'an. Idhak Allahu sinnak. I say, may Allah make you smile and guide you. I mean, let's
just repeat what you said, right?
Yeah. Can you like literally rephrase? Subhanallah. There is two jokes I like when it comes from them. Even the other miskin, the revert. I don't know, Allah guides him, when he said, he's an Australian or something. He said when they talked about Asma wa Sifat or half-baked knowledge with the Arab Lebanese expert Shadi Herzl, who doesn't know the difference between Qaf and Kaf and wants to correct my Quran recitation or tajweed. You learn the difference between Qaf and Kaf and you're an Arab, supposedly. Anyway, two jokes I like. One joke, when they claim Tawheed, we the Shia, we have the most purest Tawheed on earth right now. One is when they claim this, and that's the second claim. As for the first claim, that they have the purest Tawheed, that was that revert made on the show. Ya miskeen, you people, iconography, veneration of pictures, saints, exactly like the Orthodox Church, Catholic Church, praying directly to saints. And actually we have clips, everything prepared, where the scholars and the du'at say, don't go to the grave and say, Tawassul, I ask you to ask Allah. Ask from Hussein.
This, by the way, show that we were supposed to do.
We will do, inshallah. Ask from Hussein directly. Ask from Abbas directly. Yeah. Ask from the buried deity directly.
From their own books.
From their own books, mouth of the scholars. These people.
This is not something that Wahhabis, Abdul Wahhab, from their own books, by the way.
Allah al-Musta'an, this religion.
Coming soon.
This religion, brothers and sisters, let me put it really bluntly. Frank, this religion, Rafidism, and wallahi, our enmity is not towards the layman Shia. Akhi, your family is mostly Shia. My family is mostly Shia. Akhi, we live in a Western country peacefully with Muslims, non-Muslims, people who hate Islam, so we can't live with Shias.
Even Shias, we know Shias that we interact with.
Exactly.
We disagree on nothing.
It's another thing. It's another thing if they spread our families and whatnot, if things get heated. Yeah. They can't use this against us. Why we confront them for this? Yeah. If I would threat someone's family, they had a right to confront me harshly. Yeah. Anyway, we live with Shias, with other people of our faith. We are passionate, me and you. There's no doubt. We are passionate about this. Yeah. Our position towards
because of our background.
Exactly. But wallahi al-azim, I say that the first victims of Rafidism, Tashayyur, are Shia people themselves. Absolutely. They are the first victims. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for this miskin. Yeah. When it comes to Tawheed, ya akhi, ya brothers, ya sisters, Shia brother, Shia sister, wallahi, I don't know, sit down, think about it. everything Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa wasallam came to eradicate from its roots, they have revived. Rasulullah, first thing he came, he removed this picture veneration of saints. He removed the picture of Mary from the Kaaba. Oh, sorry, there was and some sources it say picture of Mary. There's also definitely statues of Ibrahim. He removed this thing. Yes, and subhanAllah, the sources mentioned that it was Ali. He said, I think he got on Ali's shoulder, or Ali helped it, and with his stick, Rasulullah destroyed these idols. He did not destroy graves. He flattened graves, leveled them.
Yes. There's a big difference.
The grave of Imam Malik, they always wail and fool the Shia masses. Subhanallah, go search, brothers and sisters, no matter from what background you're from. Even if you're non-Muslim and watch this. When the Shia come with the propaganda of Al-Baqi', look at the grave. They want to build a Paris Hilton-like, not that everything the Saudi, I don't defend everything the Saudis do, but two wrongs don't make it right. They want to build, they wail about Baqi', where a few members of Ahl Bayt are buried with level graves. They want to turn it into what? A Shia casino, a Shia Las Vegas, with a huge hotel, a shrine, so people can do all the shirkiyat that they do in Najaf, Qom, Karbala, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to Baqi', what they don't tell people, Akhi, Imam Malik's grave, Uthman's grave, is as simple as Imam Sadiq's grave. Are we enemies of Sayyidina Uthman, of Sayyidina Imam Malik? We are not. So when it comes, Akhi, to Tawheed, Akhi, alhamdulillah, people have awakened, people understand. It's a laughing stock of a sect when it comes to Tawheed. They have the bid'ah kufr of the polytheists and of the pagans of praying directly to saints, which even some Christian dominations criticize from Catholics, ironically, and Orthodox. Iconography, veneration of saints, you see in the Husseyniyat. Aslan Husseyniyat itself is a bid'ah. Did we introduce Umayriyat indeed? Yeah. Look, Akhi, the sect has introduced another place of worship next to the mosque.
By the way, this is another interesting topic that we definitely need to touch upon
in
depth, because the way we look at it is that this seems like the center purpose of this religion called Tashayyu centers around these graves.
Centers around graves and Ali bin Abi Talib, not even Rasulullah. Not even Rasulullah.
And we know obviously from history that the first act of shirk which took place at the time of Nuh, not Nuh, was what? Was veneration.
Hassan. That itself, you could say. That itself, it deserves a whole. That's why these people.
We can put maybe the link for the article.
Well, that's the problem. The problem. That's why it's the problem. That's why even when I used to be a Shia, the shirk understanding is so simplistic. Why shirk? I don't believe there's two Allahs. The thing, shirk starts when you literally call Ali Allah, nothing else. Anyway, their sect is known for anything but Tawheed. Yet they claim Tawheed. And they try to accuse Ahl Sunnah, try to turn the table and say, oh, you believe in shirk because you affirm Sifat. Maskhara. Yeah. I believe in one God, Ahadun, Ahad.
Say if for example, they become Asharis and Maturidis, then what? I mean, worst case.
Tashayyu is proven. No.
Exactly.
Allah is one, Ahadun, Ahad. Nothing resembles him. I pray to one God alone. Ahl Sunnah, Ahl Sunnah. We pray we pray like Ali prayed. Ali said, Ya Allah, we said, Ya Allah. We pray like Ali prayed. We take oaths in Allah's name only. Allah taking oaths, He's the creator, He can take oath in whatever He wants. Rasulullah taught us, Ahl Bayt taught us, take oaths only in the name of Allah. We do that. It's even in their books. Even that deserves a lecture. Yes. We pray to Allah directly. We take oaths in Allah's name only. We slaughter for Allah only. We have no picture veneration, portray veneration, which is called iconography, as far as I know, which is ironically prevalent in all pagan sects, religions like Catholicism, Shiism, and other Khurafi sects. So everything we see that the Rasulullah came to abolish, they have revived, and here's the worst thing, they've revived in the name of His family.
This is why.
That's the worst thing.
This is why we do what we do, brothers.
No.
This is why we are so passionate about this.
No.
Because when we see that people are trying to destroy Islam from within, how can we sit still and say nothing?
As for this was the first thing, yeah? Their claim of Tawheed, which is absolutely laughable. But here, his claim was now about that the scholars are masters of Arabic. Sahulullah.
Although we know from experience, from even the scholars.
The funny thing is, you were distracted. You were distracted for a second, but the moment that I dropped the sentence. So now, Akhi, a viewer might say, because Akhi, you have to be fair. Somebody might say, "Well, is this? Are they mocking?" No, it's not about mocking, brothers and sisters. Him saying that their scholars are masters of Arabic. No, they're not. Your scholars are not masters of Arabic. In fact, your scholars are known to be absolute clowns when it comes to Arabic. Is it what I say? No, it's not what I say. Akhi, one person who they Sayyid Ali, who's apparently one of the heads, definitely a team member of Bayat Al Ghadir, he invited this Hassan al-Yari, the Afghan Mu'ammam from San Diego Beach, California, wherever. Akhi, al-Yari, and we have the screenshots. If they say it's a lie, I have the screenshots. May Allah bless anti-Majus, radiallahu anhum. May Allah be pleased with them for their work and accept their work and correct their mistakes. al-Yari said it. He just said the reality, what he saw. And he speaks Arabic. He said, it's embarrassing, the level of Arabic in Qom and Najaf. Qom, somebody might say, oh yeah, but it's, Iranians. What do you mean it's Iranians? Pakistani Ahl Sunnah in Karachi learn Arabic better than Arabs. Non-Arabs in London, I've seen 2 Bengali brothers in London. I saw Bengali brothers in London who speak Arabic better than Arabs in London. This is Ahl Sunnah, it's the quality of Ahl Sunnah. But besides, Qom is apparently where the religion of all Muhammad is there. A'udhu billah. This city of Majusiyah and Shirkiyat.
By the way, usually
writing letters, throwing them in wells like Yahoo.
Just to make clear, by the way, because whenever we touch upon this topic, the usual response will be they will always bring maybe 1 or 2 good reciters from Shi'as. For example, they will bring, for example, someone like Khomeini, for example. Which, Khomeini,
I just wanted to bring Khomeini.
the supreme leader, yeah. He has good touch.
I will come to that.
Compared to other.
I prepared Khomeini as well. I will come to that.
So just make clear that we're not talking about every single Shia.
I will come to that.
You have exceptions, yeah. We're speaking about what generally speaking.
No.
They are not known to be Ahlul Quran.
Yeah.
They are known to be people who can't speak any pronounced,
of course not,
simple terminologies in Arabic.
Of course.
This is what we're talking about.
I will get to that.
Yeah.
So if they say Qom, al-Yari said that about Qom is Iran. So what is Iran? The religion of Ali Muhammad is supposed to be in this cesspool of shirk, khurafat, and majusiyat. Today somebody sent me a video and he cursed me, from Qom, the next to the well. I didn't even answer. Accidentally, I never look at my folder normally. Qom is a place, the holiest city, or one of the holiest cities, is a place where they have a well for the 12 Imam, where they write letters and throw letters in the well. They write their letters, they write their wishes. It's a religion, I swear, it's a religion by a con artist, a Christian con art, probably a Christian, con art. These Christian con artists, or I don't know, mostly maybe I don't know the religion. I should be fair. These con artists will send you emails from Nigeria. Nigeria letters. This religion could be, I swear, this religion, his founder could be one of those Nigerian con artists. No, it's not a joke.
It is.
It's
not a joke. No, it is.
I give you just 2 examples. And if I lie, if this doesn't exist, la'natullahi ala al-kadhibin. Allah's curse be upon the kadhibin. In Qom, they have a well. I translated these things, alhamdulillah, in English years ago. And I will retranslate, do it new if Allah gives me life, and we're going to release this stuff. In Qom, Jamkaran, is an area there. In Qom, if they think man to Farsi balad nistim, Farsi balad Arabi balad English balad Zabani digan balad. Alhamdulillah. In Qom there's a well in Jamkaran. You know what the well is based on, Akhi? Probably, maybe even you don't know, Akhi. This is some decades ago, a Mu'ammam had too much kebab probably, and he had a dream that Imam Zaman ordered him to build this masjid. So this masjid is called Masjid-e Jamkaran. Masjid-e Jamkaran. There they read all these khurafat, dalalat, bid'ah dua, the nutbeh, wailing dua, subhanAllah, exactly like Yahud. Where on Fridays they wail. It is pure wailing. Come back, please, Imam Zaman, come back. A fairy tale was never born, and the miskeens, the mu'ammimin, eating their khums in the name of Ahlul Bayt. taking the woman in the name of mut'ah, making them wail the whole day, night there in Jam Quran. That's why I say the Shias, the Miskeens, these brothers and sisters,
they don't know themselves.
Open-minded Shias, brothers and sisters, they are the first victims. They are the first victims of the Sharia. Anyway, so in Qom, akhi, this mu'ammam, it's a true story, akhi. If I'm lying, if this is not the history of the mosque of Jam Quran, akhi, la'natullah ala al-kadhib. Akhi, brothers and sisters, there's a mosque in Qom, in Jam Quran. This mosque, Masjid Jam Quran, Masjid Jam Quran, is built on the dream of a mu'ammam. You know, when the mu'ammamin dream too much, eat too much at night, he said that Imam Zaman came to him, and this is not new, by the way, akhi. I once wrote an article, it was somewhere on my hard drive. I don't know, did I release it? I don't think I haven't. About how many of the scholars, all the con artists, akhi, not just the modern day scholars, they look, the Shirazi nutters. You know that of Yasser Habib, there's a video online that one of his dalil, strongest dalil for tatbir, which these jahils make analogy you say, yeah?
Yeah.
That the permissibility is based on hijama. And hijama cupping, sterilizing, very clean. It's the same as jumping around like wild savages and cutting yourself. Anyway, you know what his biggest hujjah is? Imam Zaman answered one of the Ayatollahs a few decades ago who said it's mustahab, very good, do it. Someone in the 21st century telling his gullible followers that, oh yeah, Imam Zaman came to the Shirazis. Now the Shirazis said they were at Faqih WTF camp, and WTF camp claims that Khamenei is actually in, you know, I used to be a while.
Explain WTF to people.
WTF is the Walad Faqih camp, yeah. You know,
and they don't get along with the Shirazis.
Yeah, there's a lot of fitna between Shia. You know, when they always portray themselves. Even this funny thing is, even these Bayat Al Ghadir, someone made this argument. And Shia websites like al-Islam.org make these arguments that, oh yeah, actually, you know, Ahl Sunnah divided into madahib. Shias are very united. It's a big lie.
No, it's a big lie.
It's a big lie. Yeah. There's a lot of dirty laundry there. A big dirty laundry. It's not just Shirazis against Wilad Faqih, yani the pro-Iran regime type. There's within Wilad Faqih.
But to give them credit due, because they know they're a very small sect and their survival is based upon their unity.
They try their utmost.
They do keep from outside.
Nonetheless, they can't.
They keep a unity.
They can't. It comes out, and now it's many Muslims even know now the clash and the big fitna. Just recently, this Hussein al-Shirazi is a big one, big dub. He was arrested in Iran for a few days, and the Shirazis and the followers on Facebook in Arabic and Farsi cursed Khamenei's mother, father, uncle, neighbor, everything. So anyway, Shirazis, Yasser Khabib says this gullible follower, oh, Imam Zaman gave fatwa that you can smack your head with swords and I don't know. What is this? Tomorrow they're going to say with chains. No, what is the thing for the tree? Chainsaw. With chainsaw. No, he said you can. So that one claims that Imam Zaman. When I used to be Shia and for a while I was pro-Wilad Faqih. You know what they used to say to their own followers, the scholars, those close to Khamenei, their du'at, they used to say, oh yeah, Khamenei is in contact with Imam Zaman. So actually, technically, Imam Zaman is controlling Iran. You see, akhi, subhanallah. Wallahi, I feel sorry for Shia, for the awam, for the laymen, let alone for, although, alhamdulillah, vast majority of people who become Muslim, from their converts, they become Ahl Sunnah. But there's very few who become Shia. Wallahi, they don't know. They don't know. There's everybody gets a share. Qadianis get also their share of reverts.
Everyone gets.
Everybody gets. There's Qadianis in Africa. Everybody gets a share. Ahl Sunnah gets the biggest share, alhamdulillah. It's the biggest hujjah on mankind. But the thing is, wallahi, these people don't know. It's con. And as I was mentioning, that I wrote an article that not just the modern day scholars, even the classical scholars, Mufid, and then after the Safawis, yes, I know Majid is not a classical scholar, from the Safawi time, from the latest scholar. I think many of the scholars came that, oh, Imam Zaman finished writing my book. Oh, Imam Zaman came, taught me this. And then the other group says, no, you can't see Imam Zaman when he's Ghaybat al-Kubra. Absolute fraud. Everybody makes it up as he goes along.
Well, these things
they deserve this deserves all. But anyway, you mentioned Khamenei, and here's the funny thing. When he made the joke of the, I would say, joke of the century, 21st century, that the scholars are good in Arabic. Ya miskin. Go to, if you don't believe me, believe Allah Yari. Allah Yari said in Qom is embarrassing the Arabic, but not enough of it. Najaf, he said, is embarrassing himself.
And Najaf was in Iraq.
And you know, and Najaf is in Iraq, and it's an Arab country, they're Arabs. And you know, it's true, Akhi. SubhanAllah, when I left Shiism, I became friends with a group of Iraqi Sunnis. And the first thing I learned from them, all of them, they were raised in Baghdad. And Baghdad is mixed. So all of them taught me one thing, that if you want to listen to street slang, poor Arabic lectures, you go to the Shia Husseiniya. If you want fasih, person who's fasih, speaks fusha, fasih, yani eloquent, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah in Baghdad, he said. He says that's why people, they sometimes like to just sit there and listen, because they sound like a street bum. He said, Shia scholars in Baghdad sound like street bums, because the Arabic is so poor. I even saw a video of Shubayri's teacher who gave them the amama, and this Qadri, I think, was there as well. Me and Farid were watching that. I can make plenty of mistakes. I'm not an expert Arabic or claim to be. Bro, the guy was Ayatollah. He died for, I don't know what happened. He died in London. He fled Iraq when the Daesh came after him, or then he came down to London. He gave the Shubayri the amama, and this Qadri, this Hassan Qadri was there. And Allah was talking. And then I watched this Farid. Farid was cracking up. He said, the guy's Ayatollah. Ayatollah Tabtabai. He said, look how he talks Arabic. And he's Arab. So, and the reason is, as Iraqi Sunni brothers explained to me, the reason is because the main maraja are all, and it's nothing wrong to be non-Arab. It's nothing wrong. For example, I remember even the Simo, I once called into a show where Simo was sitting there, 2012, I'll never forget. Simo was sitting next to Shubayri in front of TV. Then I said, this is the Deen of Majus. And Simo thought he's very smart. He said, yo, Bukhari is Persian. Simo is the teacher of...
and he's the head of all this.
Yeah, we'll get to him as well.
We will touch upon him.
Yeah, we'll touch upon him. So this Yahya Simo, yeah.
The jackal.
When I hung out,
yeah,
when they cut off, the Simo guy then said, don't you know that Bukhari is Persian, Fulan is Persian? Yeah, Rajul, we are not racist, man. It's no problem to be Pakistani, Persian, whatnot. The scholars of Ahl Sunnah don't say you Majus or you poor in Arabic because you're non-Arabs. They call you Majus because of your veneration of Nowruz in your religion and other veneration of Persian paganism.
Some of the great Ahl Sunnah scholars were
of course, there's nothing wrong to be
authors of the
I'm Persian.
I'm Persian.
We are Persian.
We are saying the reason for this is why the scholars have such poor Arabic skills is because the center of learning of the Shia, which goes back to the Majus. Yeah, the early scholars of
veneration of Nur. We talk about things like veneration.
Not only that, Hassan. You see, it has to do with hatred of Islam in these people's heart. These people are shayateen. They're shayateen. They never had the love to learn the Arabic language. They could have if they wanted to.
That is why it
doesn't mean because you're Shia that you can't learn Arabic.
It has nothing to do with ethnicity. That is why a scholar says, even if somebody is a pure Arab, Qahtani, if your fikra aqidah is Majusiya, then you're Majusi.
Yes.
Even if you're pure Arab. And if you're pure Persian, if your fikra is Sunnah, you're Ahl Sunnah. So Imam Bukhari, a'udhu billah,
so it's about your aqidah.
Exactly. That's why these miskeens, including the learned one like Simo, says, Hassan Shibrani doesn't know that Bukhari is that Bukhari is a Persian. It has nothing to do with being Persian or non-Persian. It's about to be in your aqidah, and that one you're going to touch upon in future lessons when we're going to go through how the 12th sect is the only sect that venerates a pagan holiday, which is Nowruz, not just claiming it to be permissible, but attributes it to Ahlul Bayt. Anyway, so they can check, and we can put a link there maybe. Allah Yari says that your scholars and your best institutes like the Hausa are a disaster when it comes to Arabic. The funny thing is, he advised people to go to.
Not only him, there are many others.
But he's someone who they trust.
Even bigger than him, people said this.
And he said, and the funny thing is, he said go learn Arabic in Medina and Qahira, Al-Qahira. What is Medina and Al-Qahira? Lands of Ahl Sunnah. Again, we go back to the original claim of ours. SubhanAllah. Ahl Sunnah are the masters of the language, the masters of the Quran, so that even someone like Allah Yari, who hates Ahl Sunnah, makes takfir of Ahl Sunnah, says, yes, go to Medina, land of so-called Wahhabis, as they call us, go to Qahira, Misr, they teach excellent Arabic. So what's the difference? Now they can't say Iraq is Arab, Najaf is Arab, and
Simo, he went to study 10 years.
10 years and he still haven't mastered Arabic.
Speak properly. Anyway.
So anyway, and one more point about Khamenei. I can put the link as well. Khamenei, Akhi. on shiascans.com. I will put the link under the video, brothers and sisters. On shiascans.com, I advise Ghadir team, especially the other one, the expert, go study that. Khamenei said that the Shias, when it comes, the scholars, when it comes to Quran and its sciences, qira'at, tajweed, they are not good. Sunnis are better. Sunnis beat them in it and put them to shame. So I mean, this is not things we claim. So don't make these ridiculous claims that are, I mean, are laughable. And yeah. So Akhi, we're talking long about this thing. We should now go quickly to the Bilal thing. It's going to be a long video, but well, that's how it is. And this is the problem with what you call it. This isn't it? This hangouts, podcast stuff. No problem.
It does get drawn.
That's no problem. Let's go.
Make it quick and short. So
no, let's go.
As layman people, we just echo their words.
No doubt.
We are not of the ability to go and start analyzing Arabic, etc., etc.
Saying that, to be honest, I love that. I have a lot of love for the Arabic language. If someone's an expert in the Arabic language, I love that. Whether it's from our side or other side, I love that. I love that people speak it. It's something that we should all learn from. It's not a problem like that. It's just we shouldn't be childish about it.
But it shouldn't be a filter of whether you choose.
First of all, same here. I know if I would see a Shia Marja who is fasih in Arabic, I would respect it. I will give credit where it's credit due. But can you show me one tape Sistani speaks fluently Arabic nicely? Gives a nice dance.
Can you show us anything?
Can the mute Sistani? Can you show me one? I mean a tape. Not even
who's Sistani?
Sistani is the main marja. All the main marjas are non-Arabs except the one Al-Hakim. The old man Al-Hakim, I mean, in Najaf.
So you're saying that one of the biggest, if not the biggest scholar of Shia today, there's not a single recording or video of him even speaking Arabic?
I've never seen one.
I have never seen one.
I've never seen one.
Funny thing is, I've
there's something
many
in
times, and Shia's made the claim they love us. So no, he does speak Arabic.
There's something
Can
in
you show me
Farsi.
one? Can you show me one video where he speaks Arabic? Please, just one.
Actually, there's something in Farsi, but nothing in Arabic.
Yeah.
And if they say it's dangerous, then what do you mean?
Yeah, the biggest scholar,
he lives in Najaf.
Shia scholar who lives in Najaf for almost all his life. There's not a single recorder of him speaking Arabic.
I don't want to drag this, but I comment on this very quickly. I talked to a Shia. In fact, he does speak Arabic.
Yeah.
I talked to a Shia who visited, and I believe him. You know what the Shia guy said to me? He said to me, hey, and he makes takfir on me. He said, listen, I did visit Sistani. He speaks Arabic, but it's embarrassing.
Fair enough.
He says it's embarrassing. He has an extremely thick accent, and it's not good. That's why he doesn't come out. And these masakin take the deen from me.
Okay.
Now they're gonna come say, yeah, but he's in Iran. He has an excuse. For God's sake, he's the age of a dinosaur. He lives there for decades. Hasn't mastered Arabic. What are you scholars doing there? Yeah. You know, there's a Pakistani Indian scholar. What is his name? One of the Maraja. You know, one of the four Maraja of Najaf is one is Indian Pakistani. I don't know either. And Najafi. Is his name Najafi? Yeah. Al-Fayyad is the Afghan one. Najafi, have you heard how Najafi talks Arabic?
No.
A'udhu billah, akhi. A'udhu billah, akhi. And then look how Pakistani Indian Ahl Sunnah. They're going to bring now Zakir Naik. We didn't say Zakir Naik is a big scholar of Ahl Sunnah. That guy's an Ayatollah, akhi. Can't speak Arabic correctly. Anyway, Allah, it's an absolute joke.
The truth on that, this person can't speak Arabic. That's it. We can't necessarily take from it. In fact, this actually reminds me of a very beautiful story of Sayyidina Bilal radiallahu anh, because I saw in one of the videos that one of the brothers, his Arabic pronunciation wasn't as good as as the Arabs.
I'm with you, of course.
So they started attacking him. They started, they started attacking his Arabic and started attacking his character, etc., based on this minor issue.
Again. If I have done this, if X have done it, correct, criticizing simply for the fact that someone doesn't know Arabic at all, no, that's not fair. It's not a necessity. But claiming to be bahithin, researchers, sitting there talking about theology like the left guy there, the Reza guy, who can't say Nuh, who can't say, doesn't know that it's Imam Maturidi. No, this is beyond mistake. This is a disaster. This is yani i'raf makanik. Know your position, know your level,
Subhanallah, Hazrat Bilal radiallahu anh, who is he? The first muaddin. Yeah, the first person
big
who
recited
the adhan in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. Now, when the Prophet ﷺ, when he said, tomorrow I am going to pick someone amongst you who will recite the adhan for the first time, the call to prayer, SubhanAllah, how many Arabs were there?
I'm sure there was, and obviously they were eloquent at that time.
Eloquent Arabic speakers, they were poets, they were so great in their Arabic, SubhanAllah, that every one of them thought, we're going to be the ones that are going to be picked to recite the first.
Oh, we're going to comment in detail about all fabrication. So many Arabs were there.
Yeah,
we get to that. We get to that.
Adhan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first call to prayer. But the next day, when the Prophet ﷺ came, who did he select? Hazrat Bilal alayhi salam. Bilal, as we know, was a black man, a black person.
Yeah, he wasn't actually Arab.
He wasn't actually an Arab. So therefore, Bilal had some pronunciation issues.
Because obviously that wasn't his mother tongue.
Because it wasn't his mother tongue. Similarly,
of course.
And Bilal radiallahu anh, he would say seen instead of sheen. So,
Okay.
All right.
Hassan, here.
Akhi, let's switch.
So, by the way, he didn't give any reference for this.
Of course not,
No.
because he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Akhi.
So this claim that Bilal radiallahu anhu.
Before, Akhi, can I ask you something? Before we go into Bilal, we're going to answer the third. Akhi, he said Bilal, the black man. Yeah. Of course, he's completely ignorant of the. Are we here? Oh no. He's completely ignorant of the history of that region. No, I'm not a historian, but I have Eastern African family members. And I studied it a bit. I'm going to teach him on this. Humbly, inshallah. But before we get into this, I have a question to you. Let's say Bilal is a black man, as he put it. Can you look at it?
When he's a black man can't be an Arab.
As if a black man can't be an Arab. You look at these people out there, and then they accuse us of raising all of them. A black man, Bilal was a black man, and then he said, well, just like us, Bilal was a black man, i.e. not an Arab, and the Arab thought that it's their turn because they're Arabs. Akhi, I'm not from Britain, Akhi. I was born and raised bred here. You can tell from my accent. I'm not an expert, but as far as I can hear, the other one, the right one, has some weird accent, but the left one sounds more close to London, born and bred here, right? So, Akhi, is he so-called white English? No. Do you need to be white English to have an English accent? So does Bilal need to be an actual Arab to have an Arab accent? Can you look at the logical fallacy?
But obviously,
they start off.
This is also based upon pure ignorance and
I don't understand.
lack of knowledge when it comes to what is the origin of many of the Arabs and what's the origin of the Habash people.
No, please don't go. We go there. No, let's keep it more simple for everybody. Let's say Bilal Aslan wasn't from Habasha. Bilal was from the beautiful, I love my Muslim Nigerian brothers, Hausa people. Yeah, I love them. They're beautiful people. All Nigerian people are nice people.
From West Africa.
Yes, all Nigerian people are nice people. Particularly, I love my Muslim Nigerian brothers, Hausa and the other tribes. Let's say he was from there. Aslan, no close proximity to Arabia. That doesn't mean that his Arabic is not good just because he's not from there. What kind of logic is this? But then he brought a qissa, hikayah, good night story, fairy tale. What did he say? Bilal had an issue. He pronounced the sheen. And as an example, in Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, the sheen is seen. So if you continue later, you will see. He says, so basically, he said, Ashhadu anna.
And he didn't give a reference to that.
Okay, he didn't give a reference. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So allegedly, Bilal wasn't good in Arabic, right? Let's just continue, and then we're gonna go full-fledged, inshallah. Just let where is this?
But you had it.
No, how do I go?
Go screen share.
Yeah, let's just continue. Let's see.
Instead of Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, he would say Ashhadu.
Ashhadu.
Okay, so this was it was an issue with pronunciation. He tried to fix, but
he tried to fix. He adds.
Mashallah.
Mashallah. He adds things to the story. He tried to fix. Ashhadu.
He wasn't able to do so. Now, what does Rasulullah ﷺ say to the people?
And the people complained about it, didn't they?
Yeah, in fact,
the same Arabic, the people complained about it.
They said,
SubhanAllah, look, always you see the mentality of the Rawafid, A'da al-Sahaba, and the people, you see, casting doubt in the Sahaba. And you see this, and the people, and the Sahaba, and we are like the evil Sahaba, and the people picked on him. All right, let's see. Like, go on with your fairy tale.
Can't even say sheen
So
properly.
this mentality of the Arabic was, I think it was an old mentality.
It was an old mentality which what the Prophet ﷺ.
No, you guys be jahil, in Arabic is an old mentality.
Yeah, refuted. Yeah. This mentality seems to be a non-Muslim mentality.
Exactly.
Because they were mushrikeen at that time.
Now he wants to say, yani, we resemble the mushrikeen. The guy who was, subhanAllah, you know, Rasulullah in Sahih Muslim is the famous hadith that at the end of time, the Dajjal will be followed by 70,000 Jews who wear
Persian shawls.
Persian long green shawls. Nothing wrong with the green color, but this, specifically this style, is exact, subhanAllah, the hadith. Somebody should make a banner, 12 Shia, and put the hadith here about the followers of Dajjal who come from Isfahan. And subhanAllah, modern day Isfahan is majority 12er. And that guy with his cross-like looking, you know, Majusi sword and his wristband, and was there a tattoo, and I don't know, his numerous rings. Anyway.
Yes, exactly. And they said, look, and they were laughing.
So they look at this from the Sikhs, and this is from grapes.
That's from Sikh.
Wallah, it reminds you of magicians and wizards.
You chose someone you can't even say sheen properly. What does the Prophet ﷺ reply?
La'na who lies upon the Prophet. What does the Prophet, he said? Subhanallah.
Whoever lies upon me, take his seat in hellfire.
So he said, what did the Prophet say? Look, brothers and sisters, he attributed it to the Prophet.
He says that the scene of Bilal is the sheen in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore, say it, if me and you have a problem reciting Arabic, or you know, we make a few tajweed issues here and there, it doesn't necessarily mean that subhanallah we are, you know,
that's not a scale. It's not a scale
of measuring the truth.
It's not a scale.
Okay, in fact,
MashaAllah, it's like they have a green card now. They have the statement of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They give them the green card to make you know, embarrassing mistakes, Hassan. And, apparently Bilal radiallahu an pronounced the sheen as seen. So where can we find this, Hassan? This narration. I mean, it's very interesting. I mean,
MashaAllah, tabarakallah.
Yeah, can you please try to find it?
First of all, as a reminder, we need these reminders. We need the reminders. 500 years ago, what did Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah say? Ar-Rafidatu ajhalun nasi bil Islam. They are the most jahil people when it comes to Islam. Ibn Taymiyyah, the forefather of the Wahhabis, Muhammad al-Wahhab was born roughly 250 years ago, but they call Ibn Taymiyyah the forefather of the Wahhabis. No problem. What did Imam Shafi'i said? That you haven't seen a people more lying, known for lying than these people, than the Rafid. It's very important. Ajhalun nasi bil Islam. Brothers and sisters, this what he mentioned, that Bilal doesn't know, and basically he was kind of handicapped. You know, we get to the origin of Bilal, but this story, Hakaya, is mawdu'a, is a fabrication, not in the books of Ahl Sunnah, not in the main books of Hadith of Ahl Sunnah. Not in the main books of Hadith of Ahl Sunnah, is a mawdu', is a fabrication. But I will start off with this, brother. What the scholars say about this, about this story, okay? About this Hakaya, what he meant. Look. أما الحديث المنسوب للنبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم في سين بلال رضي الله عنه فقد رده علماء الحديث. As for the hadith attributed to the Prophet, that this person with his jahl attributed it. These are researchers. These masakin are researchers, my Shia brother and sister. These are people who sit down there, you know, with the green capes, you know, 10-minute excusing. Actually, 10 minutes, he apologizes, excuses for why he makes mistakes, and then later on he makes, again, a number of mistakes. These people use fabrications. Amma al-hadith, as for the hadith that's attributed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, that Bilal said the scene as sheen, the ulama of hadith have rejected it. Furthermore, قال الإمام الزركشي في التذكرة في الأحاديث المشتهرة. Imam al-Zarkashi said in a book which is about a hadith that are circulated, known. قال الجمال الدين المزي. يعني who doesn't know al-Mizzi, we don't need to waste time on Imam al-Mizzi. Who doesn't know al-Mizzi, خلاص, we don't need to waste time. One of the biggest muhaddithin ever walked on earth. اشتهر على ألسنة العوام. The awam. Peasants? No, astaghfirullah. The awam.
The general people.
The general people, the laymen, the commoners. He says, what was it? اشتهر على ألسنة العوام أن بلالا رضي الله عنه كان يبدل الشين في الأذان سينا. That Bilal used to say the sheen in the adhan is seen. ولم نره في شيء من الكتب. And I haven't seen it in any of the books. So one of the Imams of Ahl Sunnah of Muhaddithin says, I haven't seen this narration in any of the, but when he says books, he doesn't mean tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow they're going to take out from some next level mawdu fabrication book attributed to Ahl Sunnah, or Kanzul Ummal, or some super book filled with fabrication.
He means authentic books. Man.
He means authentic books. He means books that have authentic narrations. You haven't seen it in any of the books of the Sunnah. Min al-Kutub. What else do we have? قال الملا علي ibn Sultan al-Qari. Imam al-Mullah Ali bin Sultan al-Qari says in his book Al-Israr al-Marfu'a, he again quotes al-Mizzi. قال المزي فيما نقله عنه البرهان. He quotes the same from al-Mizzi. So the scholars of Ahl Sunnah, and we don't care if somebody, the thing is, this, look how fair Ahl Sunnah are. This the scholar that I quoted admitted that there is some hadith, and we learned this as Ahl Sunnah, that sometimes there's many hadith circulating among the awam, among the lay people. That's not evidence. Lay people can make the mistakes. Maybe even a scholar can make the mistakes. Maybe we'll find a YouTuber, a speaker, maybe even a sheikh who used the hadith. That doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it true. And the worst thing is to use this hadith, misuse this hadith, to cover up your own incapability to even pronounce the most basic Islamic terminologies that in every madrasa were 5 years old, beautiful Bengali, Somali, Pakistani, any non-Arab children can pronounce it except your Rawafid. And this is not what I say. This is what Khamenei said in a way, and explicitly Al-Yari said when he said even the Hawzat are a joke when it comes to Arabic. Now that we challenged them to bring this hadith. He said the Prophet ﷺ said, we challenge them to bring this hadith in the books of Ahl Sunnah with a Sahih chain. Which Sunni scholar has authenticated it with a Sahih chain? Sahih chain, authentic chain, bring it. It's a challenge to you. Is it so difficult? If their followers who are watching now, commenting, cursing, whatever they do, is it so difficult to say, Hassan Shahrani in this Abu Ismai'il, they're liars, they're not ex-Shi'ites, all lie. Can you please shut them up? Quickly bring the Sahih chain. There's definitely Sahih chain, isn't it? Our cape wearing revert from Brelvilism to Rawafidism. 100% there is, isn't it? Is there? Then bring it. It's not difficult. Of course there is not. Huh? But now going back to Bilal, akhi. Let's talk with you. It's going to be fun. First of all, it's an absolute lie. And in a way, degrading, I would say. I don't care if the biggest Sunni scholar even used this as a mistake, of course. It's not a hujjah. It is degrading to Bilal to say that he wasn't good at Arabic. Because Bilal was a son of Mecca. And you know what my dalil is? My dalil is Aisha radiallahu anha. Aisha. al-Mu'minin Aisha radiallahu anha. There is narrations from Aisha. قالت عائشة فبحث رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Aisha narrated a hadith with regards to Bilal and other Sahaba and how he made the adhan, and none of them mention the mistake of Sheen and Sin. It's a very important point. Very important. The Sahaba mentioned how Bilal made them in the authentic narrations, like in Bukhari and Muslim, how Bilal made the adhan. None of them mentioned this mistake. The Bilal was weak in Arabic. Bilal mixed Sin with Sin, Sin with Sheen. هذا أولا. ثانيا, Bilal used to write poetry in Arabic and say poetry in Arabic. somebody who's a black man, how they put it, huh? And as if he's a foreigner to there. He wrote poetry. This is in Bukhari as well. Finally, and this is the, I think, very important point. Maybe you can, if I share something, or you can give me the information. What these people don't know, they don't know the history of the Habasha people, the Ethiopian people. And when I say Ethiopia, I don't mean just the modern day state of Ethiopia. Classically, large parts, certain parts, let's say, of Eastern Africa are historically Ethiopia. And they don't know the history of Ethiopia with Arabia and the intermixing between the Arabs, not long time ago, with the Ethiopians. If you give us some insight, so that these masakin, if they don't know religion, they should learn some basic history of that region that they're talking about.
So anyone who studies basically, who has obviously knows about geography and the history of the Arabs, where they originate, especially when it comes to the region of Hijaz and Yemen, where the original Arabs are
From Yemen.
From Yemen. And the history of the Habash people. Now, who are the Habash people? Generally speaking, from East Africa. So we're talking about today, Somalia, Ethiopians, Eritreans.
Mainly Ethiopia,
Mainly, even today, they have very similar features. The way they look, the way, the body structure and everything. Now, coming back to Bilal, these people seem to think that Bilal wasn't an Arab, that he was maybe some migrant from Nigeria, that he migrated on a boat.
Nothing against our beautiful Nigerian mothers.
Nigerians.
But he was
I'm saying, are you that jahil and you think because someone's from Habash that he's not Arab?
No,
Bilal,
but somebody's from Habash, he's not a master of Arabic.
Yeah, exactly. The point is that Bilal was an Arab.
By tongue, at least. At the very least.
At least by tongue. And he spoke Arab all his life. Even if you go today, if you go to Ethiopia or Eritrea, even the Christians, Ethiopians and Eritreans, can speak Arabic.
Okay, let me here drop butt in. Subhanallah. I grew up, I had friends, Ethiopian Christian friends, Eritrean Christian friends, and Eritrean Muslim friends, and Ethiopian Muslim friends. I can forget about the Muslims for a second. Ethiopian Christian, my neighbor spoke Arabic. So better than the Mu'ammimin, better than the people of Ayatollahs.
Because
and when I asked them, I was young back then, I was 16, I asked my neighbor, why do you speak Arabic? He said, listen, Ethiopia, Aslan, Ethiopia, Habasha, Bilal's people have deep cultural, historical ties. Imagine, even Christian Ethiopians, modern day ones, who are maybe not very fond on modern day Arabs and maybe even Islam. Anyway, we don't want to get into controversial things. They don't deny, because it's a fact, the Aksum Empire was an Ethiopian empire. If you type it in Google, you can see it. I think it's pronounced Aksum. It was an empire, obviously it precedes in the era of the Prophet ﷺ, that covered most of what is the Horn of Africa or parts of it, or East Africa, and all of South America, South Arabia, Yemen, and not just modern day Yemen, large chunks of southern, what is today known as Saudi Arabia. They ruled the Arab Peninsula. The Habashis, Ethiopians, ruled the Arab Peninsula, and guess who came and expelled them from there? So very funny, the irony. It was the Sasanian Empire, the Persians. They came there, they had war there, and that's why the whole point, the whole fact why the Persians at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, people who have read Sirah books and the Sirah of Abu Bakr, why was it that Yemen was like a, you call it vassal state? Yeah. Why was it a vassal state of the Persian Empire? Because previously the Persians came, the Persian Empire defeated the Habasha and pushed them back to the original country. So anyway, the point is, as you correctly stated, Habasha people are beautiful people, inside, outside. And I don't mean just, I'm not saying just, the Muslims and Christians are very good people. The Christians are at least, very decent people, religious people.
Maybe also people like Ayman, who was the nurse maid of Prophet ﷺ. Ayman, who basically, she was also a Habashi slave.
Many. We will mention some Sahaba, but I wanted to comment on the correct point that you made, that Habasha, they have very similarities. The reason why they have similarities, it's very logical. They ruled the Arabian Peninsula, large chunks of it, for a few generations, imagine. So that's why you see in their clothing similarities. Yemeni people, especially, and Habasha people, Eritrean people, a lot of similarities. Even in the way they're eating, even in the food, even the qat issue. Why, you see? So there's many similarities. And Aslan, and that's not what I say, Habasha people trace the origin back to who? To Sulaiman alayhi salam. They believe they were to be descendants of Sulaiman and the queen of Sheba, who are both from Yemen. So Aslan, even the Christian Habashi, I'm not saying, please, nobody know tomorrow is up. If Ethiopian person going to make a video against me, I'm not saying that Ethiopians are Arabs today. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying they trace their history back. They have very close historical, cultural ties with the Arabian Peninsula, particularly Yemen, and they even claim on religious basis. I'm not saying it's very scientific, because I'm very interested in Ethiopian culture, East African culture. I have East African family members. So I'm naturally interested in it. They trace their origin back based on theology. They trace it back to Sulaiman alayhi salam. Subhanallah. Leave it if it's now 100% correct or not. Christian alike, Christian or Muslim, doesn't matter. They trace it back to Yemen, and they have cultural ties with the Arabs. And now we come to the Sahabah. Here's a beautiful book. I forgot his name, so I can't advertise it now. It's not my book, but there is in English a book. Maybe someone can comment the name. It is about the Sahaba that were black. People misunderstand when they have. You can't, when you hear black, they're not foreigners. Aslan Arabs, the original Arabs, are quite dark skinned. Now we don't want to get into this too deep. For example, did you know, Akhi? And I read it. I read some buhuth, some researches. The grandmother of Umar ibn Khattab was Habashia. She was Ethiopian. Imam Rida was partly Habashi. It's according to Shia books. We can put the reference if they ask. Imam Kadhim, I don't remember, I'm not sure. But as far as I know, to Sadiq it's attributed as well. Some say Moroccan, some say I think Habasha. But Imam Rida is definitely attributed Habasha. So that's why I have seen in my life some more open-minded Shias.
Maybe we can bring these narrations.
I
put in a link somewhere.
Inshallah.
In case people ask for the.
We can do that in the future. Aslan, yes, we could make a session, a lecture in the future about how these womanish, Persian-looking deities that they portray as the imams, who look like light skin. You know, sometimes, subhanAllah, they even showed on Iranian websites, if you remove the beards of these wathan, you know, these idols that have become idols. They're not Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. That they put in the Husayniyat and A'udhu Billah, in the most bid'ah mosque in the world, would you see a portray of Umar ibn Khattab or Abu Bakr or Mary or Jesus Christ or Ali? I say in a mosque that is really disastrous when it comes to Sunnah, everywhere bid'ah. Would you see something like this among the Sunnis?
I would think.
Is it possible to see this among Sunnis?
I'm saying that I would have thought that was in the Hindu temple or something.
No. You know? So the only sect you would see this inside the place of worship. Iconography, pictures of the imams, saints is in this religion, Imamism. But anyway, this portrayal, the way they portray them like Persians, it has no reality at all. And it's to make them subconsciously to be obedient to these Maraja that are all Iranians. And that's why the way they recite things with Iranian accent, even the
Persian features, the eyebrows, the way they
that's why
transsexual.
I saw it on Iranian websites, Sunni websites. Even some Shia guys said it. That if you shave them, there is pictures. If you shave the imams, they're not the imams alayhi salam. Ahlul innocent of them. If you took the beard away, it's a woman. It looks like those Persian mythical. You know, we have this art in Iran. We have this art. Even my mother used to have these pictures. Shahnameh, and the picture how Persian women are portrayed with thin eyebrows, one-line eyebrows, light-skinned.
They're attributing this to the Ahlul Bayt.
Typical Persian feature. Nothing wrong with Persian features. We are Persian. We are proud.
They call us Nasri.
We are proud to be from Iran. Nothing wrong with Persian features. But how can you attribute these things to Ahlul Bayt, like someone like Imam Rida the Miskeen, who is of Habasha background? Anyway, I brought Imam Rida as an example. There's a number of other of the imams who are of Habashi background. But did you know, for example, that Umar ibn Khattab anhu, that his grandmother, as far as I remember, yes, his grandmother was Habashia. Is it Abu Dhar al-Qafari? He's reported to have had very dark skin. Uthman ibn Affan, as far as I know. Umar ibn Khattab definitely is reported. Yes, there's sometimes contradictory. There is sometimes some contradictory statements because this is not our asl of deen. It's not important what color someone has. But here's the fact. What these masakin don't know, because they don't even know the history of the region. Not even Habasha have deep historical ties with Prophet Muhammad. I mean, with the yes, of course, with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and with the Arabs at the time of the Prophet, even before the Prophet. So Bilal wasn't someone who came yesterday with a ship, yeah, from Qom or from Addis Ababa, from Ethiopia, and was a clown, a laughing stock when it comes to Arabic.
And he knew Arabic.
Yeah, he wasn't like Sistani, hiding, not speaking. He wasn't like Najafi, the Pakistani Indian Marja, who talks when he talks Arabic that it's absolutely laughable. He wasn't like this. He was a son of Mecca. There's narrations, Sahih, authentic ones, that I mentioned, that he used to say poetry. All the narrations that explain the adhan from Bilal, nobody mentioned anything about him knowing the sin or sheen. This is a lie upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The thing he told you guys, brothers and sisters, is a lie, like many other things. Is mawdu', a fabrication. Not even da'if hadith. Not even da'if. Mawdu' is a fabrication. Ahlul mawdu'. These are people of fabrication. They love fabrications. So I would go as far as to say, yes, maybe even a Sunni might cite this in some lecture, make a mistake. But the Sunni doesn't have the intention to say, oh yeah, no worries that all our scholars are clowns when it comes to Arabic. Look, Bilal doesn't know. With this bad intention, I say, combined with this bad intention, this is an attack on Bilal. This is an attack on Bilal. And
essentially, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Ultimately, all of this comes back to attacking the character of the
Sahaba. Even Bilal. The funny thing is, the funny thing is, they masquerade themselves as because sometimes their religion, even if they come and try to water it down like the Shuberi does. According to them, the vast majority of the Sahaba, which is anti-Quranic, against the Quran, not a few, not a portion. No hadith al-hawd will help them. We're going to make shows about that as well. The vast majority of the Sahaba have become murtadeen. The vast majority, except a handful or less. So, akhi, if the vast majority of Sahaba became murtadeen, big is maybe important. So, to them, the vast majority of Sahaba are murtadeen. Apostated from Islam. So sometimes what they try, and even the scholars try this, they try to we're going to finish now.
The Shia wants to come on and debate.
Yeah, we finish this and then we come online again. Tell them we finish it, then come on. So the vast majority, what they do, one of the tactics is that they bring the few Sahaba which they allegedly respect, which they don't even know. These both Masakin don't know. For example, when it comes to Bilal, they accuse that Abu Bakr expelled Bilal, hurted him. Absolute lie. They bring fabricated narrations from their books, weak fabricated narrations from our book. Abu Bakr is the one who elevated Bilal. Abu Bakr anhu was the one who freed Bilal in the first place. Abu Bakr was the one that Bilal to the last breath of his day. Never disassociated from Abu Bakr, never insulted him, never reported that he did not give bay'ah. He accepted his master Abu Bakr and he thanked Abu Bakr for what he did. And these people, wallahi, brothers and sisters, they just use Bilal like as a toilet paper. For them, Bilal is not important. Did you know that according to Al-Khu'i, one of the main muhaddithin of the 20th century, Abu Qasim Al-Khu'i, the teacher of Sistani, the current leader of the Hawza of Najaf, and Al-Khu'i at his time was the leader of the Hawza of his time, and that was Saddam Hussein. Do you know what Khu'i says about Bilal? They put Sahaba in categorization. Vast majority anyway, murtad. Some of them are good, and then guess what Bilal is? Majhul. You know what Majhul is? Majhul is unknown to A'udhu Billah. So these are the people you take the religion from. Bilal is Majhul. They have some difference of opinions here and there, but imagine we have a Sunni scholar who says Bilal Majhul. A'udhu Billah. So don't masquerade as lovers of Bilal, use Bilal. Bilal is the Ahlul Bayt first and foremost are innocent of you. And so is Bilal, so is Abu Dhar al-Qifari, and so are all these great men that attribute to themselves, except the Zanadiqa of history. Yes, too. You know who's your people? Zurara, the Zindiq from whom you take your religion, who went to Jafar al-Sadiq, asked him a question, and Jafar al-Sadiq answered, and Zurara, one of the main narrators, Zurara didn't like the answer and said, look at what's this old fool, old man. And they find excuses for Zurara. Zurara, Hisham al-Hakam, and
The
Abu Hamza
Mushabbih.
al-Thumali, where they take the spirituality from an alcoholic.
These
There's
are the
report-
main narratives.
They have nawasib narrators. They say, oh, you have nawasib narrators. Well, to us, nawasib are mubtadi'ah, but not kuffar. To them, nawasib are what? Kuffar. And they take the religion from kuffar. From alcohol. Akhi, I'm telling you, we haven't, Akhi, when we go through the list, Akhi, they took their religion. They don't know. When this Roadrunner, the other one, the one, Rizvi, Mizvi, what's the guy, the other one, Blake, Roadrunner, what's his name?
Zayn.
Zayd, this Zayd one, he was there in the park and he said, ultimately, the difference between Sunnis and Shias, they took their religion from the enemies of Ahlul Bayt, we from the Ahlul Bayt. Nah, you know, miskeen. You know, they're like children. That's why I feel sorry for them. They grow up, you know, with all these khurafat and like Christians, extremely emotional, false emotions. Not every emotion is false. False emotions, falsehood and truth mixed. Ahlul Bayt is a very sweet word. Alayhum as-salam. Just like Jesus is a very sweet word. Isa alayhi salam, loving Jesus. In the name of Jesus, loving Jesus, the Zanadiqa have done what? Misguided millions who invoke Jesus, pray to Jesus, slaughter for Jesus, pray in his name. Isn't the slogan, love Jesus, follow Jesus, beautiful? Wallahi it is. But behind that mask is what? Khurafat, bid'ah, dalalat, shirk, kufriyat. And isn't the slogan, love Ahlul Bayt, nice, we take from Ahlul Bayt? Wallahi it is nice. But behind this mask is what? Dalalat, khurafat, shirkiyat, and mawdu'at. Yeah, these fabricated narrations. Other than that, these masakeen, trust me, akhi, I was one of them. I can't sometimes, as I said, me and you, me a bit more, we're passionate. But sometimes I can't be that angry because one day I was like them. They're young, actually. How old are they? Early 20s, mid 20s.
And you know, everyone
One day we were like them.
Yeah.
Full of gas and hype. Sahih al-Bukhari says, you know, Miskeen doesn't.
By the way, this passion that we have is very important to clarify that. Although everyone within 12ishia.net and Sunni Defense, we're not the same. We all have different styles, and backgrounds, and all of us have our own individual characteristics and personality. Now, the reason why myself and Hassan come across the way we do, and some Shias might find us to be offensive, which is fair enough. But there's a reason for this, because both of us who come from ex-Shia background, we were through the stages where we had debates with Sunnis. We debated with Sunnis. We were on the other side. We tried to obviously prove to Shia. And we came across these people, very harsh Sunnis, against us. You know, they mocked us. Look at you people.
We have to
worshipping grave and stuff like this. You know, and we did take it kind of as, you know, as an insult. We did, but the reason for that
is awla.
Exactly.
Haqq is awla.
Ultimately, some people you have to be like that with them to make to make him understand what he's doing. You understand? Everyone's different, brothers and sisters. You know?
And if they, as I said, sometimes, and you know I'm very passionate, but I understand. Sometimes I say, hey, Hassan, you can't blame these two too much. Or their likes. People like them. They're masakin. They don't know better. Actually, you think they know? Actually, he probably they're running now and asking, who is Zurara? You think the average Shia knows even who Zurara is? You think the average Shia knows who are the narrators are? The roadrunner standing there in Hyde Park saying, yeah, we took our narrations, religion from Ahlul Bayt. No, miskeen. We took our religion from the Sahaba, people who migrated with the Prophet. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. These are the people we took our religion from. Not Ma'sumin, but at least the teachers of the Prophet. You took from people who 100 years later in cities where Sunnah and Bid'ah mixed. And from the worst of all people, Zurara and his type, you took from them your religion. These people have attributed their lies to Ja'far al-Sadiq. Ja'far al-Sadiq has nothing to do with your religion.
Hisham bin Hakam, who was a mushabbih, who used to believe Allah was an anthropomorphist, who believed Allah had a literal body, and they want to make a video.
It says what? You said Allah.
They want to accuse us of being
so
mushabbih.
this is from whom they have taken their religion. But the average Shi'i Miskeen doesn't know this, actually. They don't know this.
That's why
it's emotional.
we came
12
to
imams.
uncover that veil.
We will have you seen how they make videos, when they make nasheed videos, chanting videos, birthday videos for Imam number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 mawlids, you know, every day is a birthday, death day, someday, the whole year. They are very simplistic. Very simplistic. Oh no, we follow Imam Baqir. Miskeen doesn't know the Imam Baqir. And so one of them, I took one of them, I said to them, so you take from Imam Zain al-Abidin? Yeah, he's my infallible Imam. See, Miskeen, Imam Zain al-Abidin, these are my books. in the Sahihain he narrates from Aisha. Huh?
We know the Kitab al-Hajj.
No.
Most of our Hajj.
Imam Baqir, most of our Hajj come from Imam Baqir. Imam Baqir was
Via Jafar al-Sadiq.
لا يعني Jafar al-Sadiq is the son of Baqir.
Yeah.
Baqir took
يعني via Jafar al-Sadiq.
Yeah.
Hassan,
Yeah.
Sorry,
Baqir, Imam Baqir was a student of Jabir, Sahabi Jabir.
Yeah.
They don't know these things. To them, you know, the scholars, just like the priests, the clergy, they have made Jesus into a, you know, into some Mega Man, Iron Man, Superman, something, everything. They don't understand that Ahl Bayt, yes, they were fudala, they were respected, nubala, beautiful people of knowledge, but yani, we have hadith of Imam Baqir and the Sahihain going to Jabir, a Sahabi, I think he was blind at the time, asking, can you teach me about Hajj? Can you tell me about Hajj? So Imam Baqir has not the knowledge of the unseen. Forget about that. He doesn't even know the details of Hajj, just like other people at this time. Imam Baqir was a tabi'i. That is why Ahl Sunnah love Jafar al-Sadiq. Imam, and now they say, why did not Bukhari narrate from Jafar al-Sadiq? We will answer that. We have answered to these shubhat. That's why Ahl Sunnah believe that Ahl Bayt are innocent of them. But they're very simplistic. Just like a Christian, he said, how can you love Jesus? But I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. No, you're not. To me, you're not. To me, you're innocent in a way, to an extent. You don't know that you have been fooled. Just claim you're a follower of Ahl Bayt? No. To us, you're not. And now, of course, the last argument they will have, oh yeah, you love the enemies of Ahl Bayt as well. How can you love, what did he say? How can you love Musa and Fir'aun? A'udhu billah. Comparing any certain Sahaba to Fir'aun. There's another way. Anyway, brothers and sisters, that's a long video. That was a long,
yeah.
But that's subhanAllah, these hangout things, that's the problem. Thing is, we divided it in two, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to, in the description, we have to find it and put the time for people who don't have time to go to that bit, to the two bits. So one part was what?
Arabic language.
One part was about Arabic.
Is it necessary to know Arabic?
Yeah, no, exactly. Let's
just to sum up, yes.
So, no.
If you speak about the deen of Allah in a manner which you do, where you sit there with your clothes,
theology, essence of Allah,
and your gold rings and your chains and everything, and you try
no gold rings. It's just,
well, your Sikh Bangla, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't want to go to that. But if you sit, you put yourself to that position, and you can't even pronounce simple Bukhari, simple any pronunciation of the Arabic letters, alif, ba, ta, qaf, ka, and these. If you can't even do that, then know your level. Know your level. Don't speak about matters which is beyond your.
It's not necessary to know Arabic. It's not necessary.
You can still be a Muslim in non-Arabic. Majority of people, Muslims, don't speak Arabic. However, to give lectures, to speak about Sahaba, those deep issues, and people
you have
who
to know
gave deen to us, and you want to cast any lies upon them. This is the problem, and that's why if you do that, then we will come after you. We will defend the honor, the izzah of the Sahaba.
No.
So
it is not nitpicking. Nitpicking would be to go after Kasra, Fatha, Dhamma, and other mistakes. Even Tajweed mistakes, no problem. I do it, you do it, all of us do it. We talked about that. We are not going after small mistakes. It's just amusing, isn't it?
It's
amusing.
It's a level.
It's amusing.
To bring them back down again to the level.
Exactly.
For them to understand.
Reasonable people understand it.
And by the way, we are reasonable as well. If they come out and say, listen, we apologize, yes, you're right. You know, maybe this was beyond our level. Then we'll say, thank you very much. We respect that, and we'll leave you alone, and we'll move on with other projects.
No. Second thing was, we talked about Bilal. They used a hadith. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وعليه الصلاة والسلام وصلى الله عليه وآله. We need to talk about this as well. Salatul Batra. That they accuse Ahl Sunnah to make incomplete. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi is incomplete.
Exactly.
Includes only Salah, not Salam. Anyway.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Or Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam.
Anyway, they do try to do that sometimes.
I know. Anyway. But we get to that in the future, inshallah. We talked about Bilal. I mentioned that in the Sahih narrations in the books of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the adhan of Bilal is clearly mentioned, and of course it doesn't include khurafat, Aliyun Waliyullah, Aliyun Hujjatullah, or like Yasir Khabith, and includes all the Imams, Fatima, and probably the local baker. I don't know. This religion is absolute, what shall I say? Interestingly, all the narrations narrated by different Sahaba, Bilal's adhan doesn't include any mistake, any ishara, any indication that Bilal had a problem of pronunciation does not exist. Of course, Aliyul Waliyullah also doesn't exist. I've mentioned in authentic narrations, Bilal used to write and say poetry. Okay, I can't say poetry in Arabic. I haven't studied balagha, and I can't say poetry. I can't. Okay, can you say deep poetry in English? And you're very well speaking English person. So if Bilal is an interesting thing is, by the way, we forgot to mention, Bilal used to, as far as I understood in his poetry, he used to talk a lot about Mecca because he migrated to Medina, because Mecca was his watan. Mecca was his homeland. He was a son of Mecca. Even if it's not 100% proven that he was born there, he was raised there. And Umar ibn Khattab, Fulan, Sahabi, Abu Al-Ghifari, many Sahaba, that's why these movies, to an extent, I understand the scholars who oppose it, at the very least I understand them, that's why they are not good. These movies about Ali, Al-Hassan, Al-Hussein, and about Umar, they portray the Sahaba constantly as these pale white-skinned people, like my skin and your skin. It's not true. Yeah. Not that there were no Sahaba that had my skin, but they were quite dark.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. This is one thing that is bad, needs to be changed. You know, Umar probably was much dark. Abu Dharr was definitely dark. So anyway, it was normal. Many Sahaba had Habashi mothers, Habashi fathers, who were mixed. Habasha had deep cultural ties with the Arabs. Bilal was a master of the Arabic language. He was a master. Not just that he had problems. It's a lie that he couldn't pronounce the sheen. He pronounced the sheen as a sin. It's an absolute lie. He was a master of the Arabic language. And if they say, but Fulan Sunni used this narration as well, and Fulan lecture, that doesn't, two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah. You are so-called researchers, bahithin. You don't look up if the narration is authentic. And as you mentioned,
you want to struggle to Rasulullah.
Exactly. And as you mentioned beautifully, the guy didn't even give any source. You know, sometimes at least they make up a source to say, Bukhari.
Yeah.
Cancel Ummal, something. You know, nothing. على كيفه يعني.
I would tell this individual, Harun, Wallah, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you say Qala Allah and Qala Rasul,
no.
Because one of the most massively transmitted,
the
most transmitted hadith, mutawatir, the most that everyone, bila shak, everyone agrees, no, every said there's any weakness.
من كذب علي, whoever lies upon
me, let him take his seat in the hellfire.
No. True, and some versions muta'ammidan, intentionally. In either case, it's a dangerous issue. We explained some historical background about the Habasha, about the beautiful people of Ethiopia and the beautiful people of Arabia. We explained that, and we have no bias. I mean, I'm not literally from Arabia. I don't know literally from Arabia. So
we are Persians, man. We mock Persians more than anything.
Yes, it's true, absolutely true.
This is not about nationalism.
Absolutely true. No, we're unbiased. Nobody can accuse of anyone. The Ethiopians talking here, or the Arabs talking. This is a historical fact, but these masakin don't know this. These masakin think because they're kids. Yeah. They're kids. They think like Bilal was some, you know, he came with a green card or something. He came from Lagos. Beautiful brothers from Nigeria. He came from Lagos all the way, no Arab, and then he had some problems seen in Chin. Taqillah ya rajul. Fear Allah. Don't talk about my master Bilal radiallahu anhu like this. Not just Bilal. Tomorrow they're going to come and lie about Salman al-Farisi. Oh, wait a second. Look, simplistic thinking, yeah? I call it Homer Simpson style of thinking. Salman Farsi, Persian, so probably his Arabic was bad. All right, let's use Salman al-Farsi as a smoke screen as an excuse for our own incapability and for Sistani hiding in probably speaking embarrassing Arabic. La!
That's called strawman.
Won't work, this excuse. Salman al-Farisi, his kunya was Aba Abdullah. Not Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. He named his son Abdullah. Not Abdul Hussein, Abdul Zahra. So one of the kunya of Salman al-Farisi, anhu, the Sahabi from Persia, was Aba Abdullah. Aba Abdullah, yani the father of Abdullah. He married Arab woman, and he lived, some say, historians say he lived a very long life, over 90 years. Point is, he lived with the Arabs for generations. Not a single narration that exists that Salman was poor in Arabic. So it's not a race issue. So when the scholars or we say Majuz and Rawafid, this and that, it's not about race. It's about fikra and incapability, which is like a curse upon their hawzat, as even Al-Ayari agreed. So we explained it more than enough, and then we made a challenge. You know, we're gonna, it's enough. It's more than enough. We'll wrap it up. The last thing we say is the challenge. You said Qala Rasulullah. You misuse Bilal for your own incapability. Bring us the authentic narration that Rasulullah said this, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bring us. Where is the dalil? Where is the authentic narration with a sahih chain that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, or that in the eyes of Allah, to Allah, Bilal's scene is like a sheen, and all the other khurafat and good night story that he added. Bring us dalil for this. Bring us. No matter how much your followers insult him or me and curse and 12 Shia and
we don't care.
if you are truthful, just bring this and you will shut us up. I and you gonna delete this video and then khalas, and we will apologize.
Yes.
We will apologize. We will apologize. Sorry, we make mistakes. But I say, because you are jahil, you are miskin, and it's not about just one or two mistakes, it's disastrous mistakes. It's basics that are constantly repeated. Your teacher, your head, Said Ali can't read Riyadh. He holds a book, it's written Riyadh, he reads Rida. Yet he doesn't know Alif Ba, what you learn in Sunni madrasa of 5 years old kids. Because the problem is deeper than you think, than you might think.
The rabbit hole goes much, much deeper.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
the rabbit hole ends where? To cause doubt upon Islam itself.
Exactly. So
obviously they don't know about it themselves. This was giant.
No.
They don't know what they're going with this.
No. So better bring the evidence. And you brothers and sisters as well. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, please subscribe. It's very important. Subscribe. Follow 12 Shia. Like, subscribe here this video. Share. Follow 12 Shia Sunni guy on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's very important. Share these videos. Put pressure on their followers. We are not at war, actually. This is we're talking like that.
By the way, also very important because most of these videos that's been done now, it's always the same brothers and sisters commenting. And mashallah, they're following us very actively.
Allah bless them.
And we want to say, may Allah bless you all.
All of
you. Allah go into Jannah. Inshallah, this is a family effort. We're all a family.
Put pressure. Put pressure on them, brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
Go to their channel. Say, listen, Hassan Shibrani, Abu Rashid, Abu Ismai'il, Aslan, they are evil, okay? They are this, they are that. Whatever you say, ala rasna. Accept it. But refute them. They just ask for a simple request. Can you bring the Sahih evidence, chain of narrations for the fairy tale good night story you brought? No. Bringing Fulan YouTube video, Fulan Islamic preacher brought it. Even the biggest Sunni preacher brought it in his dars. It's not the dalil. Why? Man are not dalil. The dalil itself is the dalil. The dalil itself, not man said. Ahl Sunnah do not worship man. One of them, when I said to them, I reject from Ibn Taymiyyah and from Abu Bakr and Ali, none of them. He said, no, you're Shaykhul Islam, you're holy Ibn Taymiyyah. You see, subhanallah. We have the saying in Farsi, akhi. Basically, it goes like this: that the kafir sees everybody like himself. So, because they themselves have this priest-like culture of veneration of the, you see, like even the scholars, only the scholars wear the garment and the
priest cloak.
Yeah, priest cloak and all.
The entire head.
Yeah.
Which is not from the Sunnah, by the way.
The way they do it, yeah, and they have this culture of of
venerating,
and Sayyid,
exalting them.
Yeah, and the Sayyid culture, which to a very lesser extent Sharif do exist among Sunnis, but not like that. So because they have this, they think, you see, they view us like that. That's why it's typical when you go to Iran, when they find out that they're Sunni, they say, oh, you pray to Imam Umar then. When you go to a family, they say, oh, you're Sunni, so you pray to Umar. Why do they say this? Because they themselves pray to Ali, so they think you pray to Umar. Just like when you talk to some Christians, say, oh, Holy Prophet Muhammad, so Holy Prophet is your savior, and you pray to him. No, we are muwahidun. Insha'Allah, we are Muslimun, wahidun, insha'Allah, mu'minun. We only pray to Allah. All forms of worship, Tawheedul Uluhiyya, that these Rawafid don't have. Tawheedul Uluhiyya is only for Allah. All forms of worship must be dedicated only to Allah. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a slave of Allah. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasul Isa, Ruhullah, is a slave of Allah. His face will go on the floor and make sajda to Allah. Like my face, like Rasulullah's face, like Ibrahim's face. All these mighty men are slaves of Allah. They called upon Allah. Ali called upon Allah, we call upon Allah. We call upon Allah like Ali. We pray to Allah like Ali. We slaughter in the name of Allah like Ali. We take oaths in the name of Allah like Ali. We are the real followers of Ali bin Abi Talib. We call our children Abdul Rahman. We call our children Umar, Abu Bakr, Ali, Fatima, Aisha, like Ali did, like Jafar Sadiq did, and this itself deserves a whole series of lectures. Even our wrapping up is long.
Let's wrap it up.
I love you for the sake of Allah. Brothers and sisters, you can see, we don't deny it. We are passionate. But this is our da'wah. We have to improve ourselves in our speech, in our behavior, no doubt. It must be kept, limits must be, how do you say it? Must be
restricted.
Yeah, we have to keep limits, you know. I swear by Allah, some comments, brothers and sisters, just random cursing, insulting, vulgar
we don't want that.
I'm not saying I'm innocent. I am not perfect. I did mistakes in the past. I will make mistakes in the future. But I advise myself first and everybody else, let's try to keep it as civil as possible. And last one thing, brother. If this guy is an ex-Shia, why doesn't he come calmly sit with me or with you or both of us and sit together? Yeah. Why not sitting together? Listen, Raza and Harun. Why don't we sit together?
Yeah, we can.
Why don't we sit together? If you come up with weird excuses, I don't know, dangerous, well, come on. Come on. I receive, if you check my inbox, I have a chain of narration of death threats from Daesh people and from your people. And when I say now, I have to be fair. When I say your people, I don't even mean you guys. I haven't seen any, not your people. I mean people who share your religion. So no, I don't put the blame on you. I say, look, if we are unbearable, you put the camera, we will jump at you. Now we will say some things. If what you have in your mind, and then khalas, you have it on a video, put on YouTube, say, look at how they behave, we are exposed for life. If not, we say calmly here, you sit there, I say, Salam, Mr. Harun, Mr. Ex-Sunni, so-called Ex-Sunni, and so-called Ex-Shia. This is why not giving the people, this is what the people want. Also, don't say the people don't want this. This is what the people would like to see.
And also, if there's any Shias who are watching us, please contact us. Contact me, contact Hassan on Twitter, or Farid, or Hani.
Our team, and the best is our team.
Just come if you want to comment. You might even come on the show. We can have a discussion. It doesn't have to be debate. It doesn't have to be like fighting.
No.
We can discuss respectfully.
We can do that as well.
Because our aim is, look, we want to obviously show the sincere Shias out there that why we left Shias and why we believe that it's not the correct path, why we believe Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah is the correct path of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is our mission in life right now. This is what we do, and we have. This is what we love to do, and we will always continue to do as long as Tashayyu exists on this planet and we are alive. We will keep doing this.
No.
So
we don't do taqiyya. If any of they say, oh look, Hassan Sharai talks like this taqiyya, listen, whoever, I saw some of them saying, you people are the last people I would taqiyya to. Actually, some of them, I'm not, those who I'm addressing, they know who I mean. Actually, they have my address since 2000, and at the very least since 2013. And then again, they spread my address around in, I don't know, was it 15? And they said, we're going to come after you. Come. What are you going to do? What's the worst thing you're going to do? We are the last person scared of you guys. Zero, wallahi, zero. 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 So when we say we want to keep it civil,
we're not hard to fight. People that know me, they know what to fight.
What I mean is, when I say we want to keep it civil, we are often sometimes passionate. Don't use it against us. And at the end of the day, listen, we believe is an academic discourse. Oh yes, sometimes it goes a little bit overboard from our side, from your side. Let's not use it against each other, because if we wanted to use these things, I've mentioned this many times, we could say, I don't want this Hassan Qadri, he has Aisha Fahisha book, a book that accuses Aisha of adultery, literally, it's in the book. I could say, I don't want him. Instead, what do I say? I say, I want him. I want to debate him. So if we wanted, we could come up with, we don't, who do you know who does taqiyya, akhi? This Zayn guy that when he was asked in the park by you or someone else, what do you say about Ya Sahabi? Said they're extremists. What a clown. He was with the cameraman of this villain looking, what was this guy? The little miskin, the Libyan one. The cameraman from Rawafid team. He was with him. And he's with Hassan Qadri, all these associates who are all from Fadak TV, Yasser Habib's clan. And then he says, and we have the clip. So he's what did he say? He said he's deviant, extremist, rejected, all these things. We're not doing taqiyya. Do you dare? Yani, we are not like that. Whatever we say, we mean it. We mean it. When we say we dissociate ourselves from Fulan terrorists, we mean it. When Daesh people are against us because of our aqidah is known.
If we support Daesh, if we support the
you were the last
we would proudly announce
they were the last we were taking from. So anyway, people know our aqidah very well. They're not stupid. They know even they are not stupid. They know our aqidah. Two things now, khalas. Bring the evidence for the hadith and let's come and sit together. Or at the very least come here to this chat.
That's it.
Brothers and sisters, a bit long, but I hope entertaining. I hope it's entertaining. No, all I can say now, finally, وآخر دعوانا عن الحمد لله رب العالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.